Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Yeah, we've got something huge information, of course. And as King Charles visited Pope Francis at the Vatican, there is something very, very prophetic about this meeting. Extremely. Okay. I'm going to tell you all about that in just a second. But first, let me put a shout out for bhmd1.com/Paul. That's bhmd1.com/Paul. We've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lakey, that world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. I mean, are you serious? They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. So recently, Dr. John Lakey, he has focused his attention away from the mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. It's almost like photoshopping your face. Are you serious? You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from the view. His personal clients have dubbed this the do-it-yourself technique, the age rewinder. Guys, he's got a video. You can go watch it right now. It's been seen over 3 million times. It will give you a step-by-step, free, uninterrupted video to check this out. I need you to click right there. Click on the link below this video, bhmd1.com/Paul. That's bhmd1.com/Paul. You'll be glad that you did. All right, guys, seriously, we're coming in on the Passover, as you guys know. And is that why King Charles went to see Pope Francis? King Charles, along with the Queen Camilla, visited Pope Francis at the Vatican yesterday. It's been a long time since the King of England last visit the Pope at the Vatican, because you know the Queen Elizabeth, visited in 2014. Give me 1 second here. I mean, this is going back, I think, before World War II. Yeah, okay, here we go. The last time the King of England went to visit the Vatican was King Charles, hang on a second. Give me 1 second here. Let's get that right. Oh, I'm trying to find out. I think it's before Queen Elizabeth. It has to be the king, her father, which would have been a long time ago. 80 years ago, something like that. I mean, we'll have to go back and read. I'm looking in the history right now, trying to find it, and I can't find it right now. I can tell you this: it's been a long time. Matter of fact, in 2014, Queen Elizabeth went to the Vatican. That's the last time the monarchy visited the head of the monarchy from England. The last time they visited the Vatican was the Queen Elizabeth did in 2014. Now, King Charles has been there in 2017 and 2019, but he was not the king at that time. So he goes, this is the first time since he's become king that he is visiting Pope Francis at the Vatican. Both of them very, very ill. And what's very ironic about this is that King Charles went on his wedding anniversary, his 20th wedding anniversary, to Queen Camilla. And also, it was the 4-year anniversary of the death of his father. So Now, if you remember, Mike from the World said there's certain things in this world that cannot be done except has to be signed by a king. And so I'm going to try to scour to find out the last time the king, not King Charles, but the king, which would have been Queen Elizabeth's father, did he ever go and visit a pope at the Vatican? I mean, how long's it been? First of all, let's talk about what happened yesterday. This happened yesterday afternoon, unscheduled. A very significant day, the 20th wedding anniversary for King Charles and Camilla, Queen Camilla, and also the 4-year anniversary of the death of the king's father, and that was his father, who was Philip of Edinburgh. Now, King Charles and Queen Camilla both privately met with the Pope, Pope Francis. The meeting took place at the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta, where the Pope has been staying for over the last 2 weeks after he was released from the hospital, and where he has recently resumed various meetings. In a statement released yesterday evening, the Pope, the Holy See press office, stated that Pope Francis met privately with the Majesties, King Charles and Queen Camilla. And in the course of the meeting, the Pope expressed his best wishes to the Majesties on the occasion of their wedding anniversary. And they, at the same, wished His Majesty wished for a speedy recovery for Pope Francis. Now, the Pope's best wishes were a reference to the King's condition, following that he was in the hospital at the end of March due to side effects of the treatment that he's going through right now for cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer a year ago, and he's been going through treatments. He looks pretty rough, and so does Pope Francis, for that matter. An official meeting between the Pope had been announced by Buckingham Palace at the beginning of March, but Pope Francis had to go to the hospital due to double pneumonia. Now, the initial announcement explained that the royals would spend the first segment of their trip to Italy to celebrate the Jubilee with the Pope at the Vatican. But later on March 24th, it was announced that King Charles III and Queen Camilla would no longer be seeing the Pope due to needs related to his recovery. But their Majesties sent the Pope their best wishes for his recovery and looked forward to visiting the Pope once he recovered. Well, he was still recovering, and King Charles and Queen Camilla went ahead and made their appearance. They went for a 3-day visit to Rome, in which they spent yesterday about an hour with Pope Francis. It's been a long time since the King of England visited a Pope at the Vatican. And Mike from the World said there are certain things that cannot be put into motion except they are signed off by the king. And he's referring to the King of England, the British Empire. You have the British Empire meeting with the Pope of the Vatican. This is a very significant meeting and a very prophetic meeting, because in some ways, you have to understand that King Charles is also he is also head of the Church of England. He's called the governor or the head of the Church of England. So this is a very significant meeting. It is the British Empire and the Church of England meeting with the Pope of Rome at the Vatican. And so what does the king's power, what power does he have? And how does that operate with on a global scale? These are some of the questions we're going to be asking Mike from around the world tonight. That's just some of the questions that he's going to get tonight. certainly there's something going on. The stock market today now fell. I think it fell by over 1,200 points. Let me just see. I'm going to double check for you because it closed about 15 minutes ago. Yeah. Well, no, it took a little bit of a rally right at the end. But so the stock market lost 1,014 points on the Dow Jones. It lost 1,014 after yesterday gaining 2,962. This fluctuation and inconsistency is all being blamed on Trump, but there's a whole lot more going on. You're right. Britain did leave the Catholic Church back in the 1500s. It was an ugly separation. And so this is a significant meeting. And both these men are very ill. Both of these men could die this year. This will probably be, I would think, the only meeting they will have. And it was private. But what went on in that meeting? What was signed? What document or documents were signed that had to be signed? This is a significant moment. And there's something has kicked into gear. And we're going to be asking Mike from around the world about that tonight, because I'm telling you, Mike said this when King Charles first took the throne. Mike said, this means now some things cannot be kicked into gear. Some things cannot be released unless it's signed by a king. And I think there was a reason that King Charles had to get to the Vatican to meet with Pope Francis, both of them very ill. Pope Francis almost died, and King Charles is looking rough as he's battling cancer. And there's significant things that are in play right now. And so we're going to be finding out more about that tonight when we talk to Mike from around the world. I'm also going to do some quick research real fast here to find out the last time. I know Queen Elizabeth, last time she visited the Vatican was in 2014, and she met with Pope Francis. He had only been in the Pope for about a year. She came to the Vatican in 2014. So it's been 11 years since the head of the monarchy has been to the Vatican. And this is very interesting how this is going to play out, folks. It really is. I'll be right back with more information. A paragraph from my book, Revelation 9/11, but more importantly, also some information here on some research real quick.
God, I'm so scared for this crooked generation. You even find faith in the earth when you bring down revelation. Forgive us now the sins of our youth, worshiping the idols that knew everything but the truth. Teach us how to uncorrupt our minds. Show us now while we still have the time. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandon everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets.
How much will we see before the fire falls? could this really be the last altar call? We need your blood over the doorpost of our hearts. Anoint us with your fiery love as the praise and worship starts. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets. Oh, we abandoned everything to follow you, our King.
All right, I've got the information.
We throw our gold and silver in the streets.
Interesting. It's been 102 years since a king of England has visited the Pope of Rome in the Vatican. 102 years.
We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the street. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the street.
Quite a very interesting information here, and so something definitely had to take place. First of all, Queen Elizabeth visited Pope Francis in 2014. But when's the last time a king of England visited a Pope of Rome? Well, Queen Elizabeth's father, King George VI, did not. He reigned from 1936 to 1952, but he never went to the Vatican. So his father, who was the King of England, King George V, actually visited the Vatican and Pope Pius XI in 1923. So it has been 102 years since the King of England visited the Pope of Rome. It's very, very interesting what took place there because it's been 102 years. When King George V visited Pope Pius XI, this is just after World War I. It was 16 years before World War II even took place. And then, of course, we've had the Korean War, we've had the Vietnam War, we've had the Desert Storm, if you will, war, and then, of course, the war. 9/11 happened. We had the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan, and now we have the war going on with Russia and Ukraine, and we have a war raging in the Middle East with Iran's and its proxies against Israel. And all of that had happened. All that happened since the last time the King of England visited the Pope of Rome. So this is very interesting. And it just happened just before the Passover. Very significant that it was 102 years. So we're going to keep an eye on all of this going on, and we'll keep you up to speed on what's taking place. And I'll be back with more information and more. And, of course, don't miss my broadcast tonight, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern with Mike Around the World. We'll see you then. God bless all of you.